Good morning, good afternoon, whenever you are looking at this. We are going to do 12.2, day 2. We're going to analyze arithmetic sequences and series. First of all, let's define what an arithmetic series is. It's where you add the terms of an arithmetic sequence. Now there's a special formula for this, and I apologize that my form doesn't look quite the same as yours. When I print it off from my phone to my printer here at home, it does weird things to it. So I'm going to come put this out here. You have more room on yours. The sum of the first n terms of an arithmetic sequence is equal to the total number of terms that you're looking at divided by 2. The whole thing gets multiplied by the first term plus the last term that you're looking at, a sub n. So this is the first term, and this is the nth term. And this is the number of terms. And that just S stands for the sum. We are going to do parts B on these, so we're just going to cross those off. They're a little bit more intense. All right, so we're going to look first, find the sum of the first n terms of the arithmetic series. So we want to find the first 20 terms. Now you could do this by adding 20 of these terms together, but it takes a very, very long time. And if you recall, we have the formula that we can use to do this, where we have a sub n is equal to the first term plus n minus 1 times d. And in this case, the common difference is 8 minus 3, 13 minus 8, 18 minus 13. So d in this case is equal to 5. Now, if we want to find the sum of the first 20 terms, I'm coming back up here to look at this formula and see if we have everything we need. We have n is 20. We have that's 2, that's a constant. A1 is 3, but we don't know what the 20th term is yet, so we can use this formula to find out what the 20th term is. So I'm going to come over here. The 20th term is equal to the first term, plus 20 is the number, minus 1, times the common difference, which we said was 5. So that's 19 times 5 plus 3 is 98. Okay, so coming up here, now we have all of these things that we need. So to find the sum of the first 20 terms, plugging into this formula, we have 20 divided by 2 times the first term, which was 3, plus the 20th term, which we said was 98. And when you do all of that math, you're going to get 1010. Now again, like I said, you could add 20 of these terms and just keep going on your calculator, but it would take you way too long. So using this formula is a much better way to go. We're going to do this one just like we did this one. We're going to find out, we're going to use this formula. We need to find out what the common difference is. So 0 minus a minus 5, 5 minus 0, 10 minus 5, it's 5. Even though we're starting off with a negative number, it is positive because we're adding 5 each time. That's the common difference. So let's find out what the 19th term is using that formula. A sub 19 is equal to the first term, negative 10, plus 19 minus 1 times the common difference, which is 5. And when you do all of that math, you're going to get that it is 80. I was looking at that funny. I thought it was a negative 80 for a second there. So to find the sum of the first 19 terms, We take 19 is n divided by 2. The first term is negative 10, plus the last term, the 19th term, is 80. And when you do that out, you get 665. 19 of these terms added together with a common difference of 5 starting at negative 10 would be 665. Okay, now I want to stress something that a few of you missed on the quiz, and I tried to let you know if you did this. If you're using an I here, this has to be an I here. Now I remember when I did the notes before, I messed that up, but I tried to correct it for you. So I want you to make sure that if this is an I, this is an I. You don't put an N and an I. It wouldn't make any sense because we're substituting in. All right, so the first thing we need to do is find out, this is our formula. I'm going to rewrite it down here. Sn is equal to n over 2 times a sub 1 plus a sub n. We want to do that for this. We want to find the sum of all of these terms. So what we need to do first is we need to find the first term. And if we find the first term, it means we're plugging a 1 in here. So 3 plus 5 times 1 is 8. We want to find out what the 20th term is. So we know the first term is going to be 8. Or we could plug a 20 in here. We could do either one. The 20th term is going to be 103. Let me do that for you. 3 plus 5 times 20. 103. Okay, now if we want to find the sum, we have everything we need. We want to find the sum of the first 20 terms. It is going to be n, which is 20, divided by 2, times the quantity, 8, plus 103. That will give us 1110. Now here's where I would ask you if you had any questions. We're going to do another one very similar to that. So I'm going to keep this right here so you can look at that. I think I'll stand up so I can make sure that you can see that. Now I had to do this one because it didn't print on my copier. We're going to do the same thing we did here. We're going to find the first term. It's going to be, if I plug a 1 in here, negative 10 minus 3 times 1, which will give us negative 10 minus negative 13. Nope. Yeah, negative 13. I apologize. I had a little bit of a in my head going on there. Now we want to find out what the 15th term is. It's going to be negative 10 minus 3 times 15, which is negative 55. Now to find the sum of the first 15 terms, using this formula, it is going to be 15 divided by 2 times the first term, which is negative 13, plus the next term, which is negative 55. And you do that all out, and you should get negative 510. So that's not too bad. You have the formulas in front of you. You don't have to memorize them. You can use the formulas that use this as a guide to do your homework. I hope everybody's doing well, and keep up with your work. Remember, just write down the things that you need to get done and do them in as quickly as you can. Budget your time. But you guys are doing a pretty good job. I'm pretty proud of my Honors Algebra 2 students. You're keeping right up. Thank you for your efforts and thank you for everything you do. I miss you guys. Can you see that all? I apologize if you couldn't see that whole thing. Please take care.